Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Don't mind the lack of music. This is on purpose. This is kind of more of a serious time to be talking about stuff. But welcome regardless. How's it going, Alex? Schneidog, Billy. Let me give us a drink and then we'll go and get started. Hello, Desk. How's it going? Long time no see. All right. Slightly chilled. Perfect. All right. So, how do I get this started? As we all know, the Switch 2 has just recently been announced as of Wednesday, the 2nd of April. And if you'd asked me on that day, or even just yesterday, whether or not it'd be worth getting the Switch 2, I would have said absolutely, hands down, no questions about it. But the more I've been hearing about it, the more my choice is less clear, and the less sure I'm about anything at this point. See, there's so much good about it, but there's also so much that's gone horribly awry. And we're going to do a bit of a dive into that today. First and foremost, I just want to talk about why I was so hyped. First off, what's not to be hyped? We're finally getting a new console after 2017, so 8 years? Finally getting a new console? That's pretty exciting stuff. And I had some prerequisites that I personally wanted for the Switch 2, and Nintendo delivered on that and then went even further beyond my expectations. Like, all I said was, I want the Switch dock to have a better cooling system so it doesn't overheat while in the dock. I want it to be able to do 1080p in handheld mode and at least 2K in docked mode. That was pretty much the extent of what I wanted. Oh, and that the port actually had a built-in Ethernet cable, but I wasn't too worried about them doing that because they did that with the OLED model. So they finally announced the Switch 2 and the details about it as of 2 days ago, as of the time of this live stream. So again, April 2nd, 2025. And it went further beyond my expectations. Not by much, but it did. First off, I got my 1080p in handheld mode. Perfect. We got the cooling system inside the dock. Perfect. And it doesn't even go to 2K, it goes to 4K in docked mode. It was just mind-boggling. And on top of that, they were introducing the new expansion for their online services, which includes the GameCube, including the game that I've been wanting to play in HD for years now, F-Zero GX. So I have been very excited for this, and I've been really giddy. That is until I've been doing more research. See, the game... There's this old saying, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And unfortunately, we found some stuff in the dark corners. Or not really found some stuff. This stuff's actually kind of been public for everyone. But I think it's time we start getting into the cons. First off, let me go ahead and switch the screen for y'all real quick. First off, they do a side-by-side comparison. First off, that price, $450. That's $150 more than the original Switch and $100 more than the OLED. That's a pretty big price change, especially since this is supposed to be directed towards more families and casual gamers than hardcore gamers. So the fact that's $450, that's almost as much as I believe. Hold on a second. Okay, let's just look at Amazon. No, it's only like $50 less than a freaking PS5. Oh, wait, that's used. Okay, let's just look at the official website. Buy now. No, still $50 less than the PS5 for something that's not nearly as powerful. Though, to be fair, it is supposed to be, the comparison is supposed to be unlike the PS5. You can't play a PS5 in your hands and take it on the go. All right. So I kind of get why it'd still be expensive, and it's got some impressive features for the Nintendo Switch. However, $450 is still kind of a price. It's kind of pricey. And then you start getting into the really bad part about it, which is the battery life. The original Switch, so one of these, I can already hear the fan going off just from removing from the dock. But one of these has a battery life, depending on how hard you play, is about 4.5 to 9 hours. So the maximum you'll get is 9 hours. The least you'll get is 4.5. For a handheld console, that's not bad. Especially something with such a big screen that has to have a lot of processing power. Now the Switch 2, this is where we get into the bad part. The Switch 2, let's see, Nintendo estimates this will only get players between estimated 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on the games played. So if we went with the bare minimum and played the most extensive game on this that came out in 2017, since I've had since 2017, compared to the new one, and you played the most exhausting, resource demanding game possible, you'd get less than half the playtime. Which makes that whole, $150 price difference way more drastic if you're going to be playing less. Again, it's not that bad if you're going to be playing only in docked mode. But let's say you have a tendency of getting sick often, like unfortunately I do, and you want to play games in your bed. Well, guess what? I can't play the games I want to play for more than 2 hours before having to lay down. Although that obviously isn't the worst thing in the world, I guess. It'd give me more chance of rest. But let's say I wanted to go on a plane and fly somewhere. I guess I won't be playing my games for the entire time because it's only going to last me 2 hours into the flight. Maybe 3 to 4 if I can eke it out and not play extreme games. Certainly no Elden Ring. Not that I would be playing Elden Ring on the Switch, but supposedly it'd work really well. But I'm definitely not doing it if it's only going to last 2 hours, because that definitely would kill the Switch quickly. Get 2.5 hours. Okay, I think they have a comparison. Let me look real quick. I think there was a comparison. Yeah, right here. This website, Eurogamer. So Eurogamer shows the differences. The OLED model, 4.5 to 9. The Nintendo Switch with a serial number. Oh, wait. I should actually check. Where's my serial number? So actually, to be fair, mine is an older model of the Switch. Mine, I did get it the first year that it came out. Anyone with a serial number with XK has about 4.5 to 9 hours. Mine, unfortunately, has the same. So you know what? Maybe for me, it wouldn't be that bad. Because I have the one that starts with XA, which means mine lasts about 2.5 to 6.5 hours. So I'm used to it at this point. I'm used to this pain already. But still, for other people, I can see why that would be kind of a deal breaker for them. Or then the Switch Lite that has like the middle of it, which is 3 to 7 hours. Still, it's very it sucks. It really sucks. I mean, that just makes me more convicted to actually buy it. I'll get into why I would, the pros and cons of buying it, and who this would be designed for at this point. But yeah, no, it's just ridiculous that they couldn't give us a bigger. Also, on top of that, you know what this means, right? This is unfortunately what I think is going to happen, because they've done it before, and I think they're going to do it again, is they're going to release the Switch as is. And so it's going to have that 2.5 to 6, 2 to 6.5. Here, let's go back real quick. Where was it? This. It's going to have that 2 to 6.5 hour battery life. And then somewhere in a year or two, they're going to be like, oh, well, now we have another model, which is the same thing, but it's got a better battery to it and maybe a slightly better fan. And so it'll last like 8 to 9 hours. And you know that's what's going to happen. Because why would they delay this one coming out when they've already got a set time, which I know people are scared because of the tariffs thing, but I've also pulled up some sites about that. We'll get to that too. Don't worry. All the questions will be answered. Hopefully I'll get there. Again, they're going to probably release another one that's just going to have a better battery life, which is, of course, for people who want to buy the one and have the one that has a bigger battery life, they're probably going to spend it, which means they're going to have spent over $1,000, including tax, on consoles. Of course, some people collect Nintendo consoles like Pokemon cards, so that's not a fair comparison. But you know what I mean. Why? So either you have to, for the people who want to actually save their money, you either have to buy this one and then just suffer with the crappy battery life, or you'll have to wait until Nintendo releases it again with the better battery life, in which case everyone's already been playing the games that you want to play. And by the time you get to them, you won't be able to play them anymore. Or you'll be able to play them, but a lot of them will be spoiled for you. And that really, really sucks. It'd be really nice if Nintendo actually did start changing the batteries. I don't think they're going to, though. I don't think it's going to happen. Not for this model, at least. And then there's the prices for the games. Oh my gosh, the prices for the games. Okay, so as we all know, within the last couple of years, game prices have gone up. I've grown up with many different price ages, but I've grown used to the $60 per game. But then it went up another $10, so now they're about $70 a game. Nintendo started to do some wacky stuff over in Japan, because now, for some reason, Mario Kart World, the new game that's coming out, is going to be $80 or $90 if you get the hard copy. Yeah, that's right. You have to pay an extra $10 just for... Hold on. You have to pay an extra, where is it? $10 just for one of these. $10 plus $80 for the game inside. Also kind of fitting that I'm talking about Mario Kart World, and I just pulled out Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Ah, okay, fair enough, Kat. Fair enough. Although I have seen in several different I've looked at several different websites, but I guess they're all just rumors at this point. Do we have proof of, yeah, that also welcomes Al and Cat and Mr. Coconut and Gary. Sorry, I had to get on my tirade. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous that several people have been hearing these rumors that's going to be an extra $10. But it's definitely 80. We definitely know that for some reason Mario Kart World is $80. I don't know why they decided to make it $80. From what I've seen, it's not $80. And again, let's go back to using the example. Let me look this up real quick. Mario Kart. How to get. Okay, this is what I thought. Let's do a little comparison. So Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart World, is $80, and I think there was 24 tracks. Granted, there's some other cool things like world driving and things like that you can do. Different game modes like elimination, some cool concepts. But at the end of the day, $80 for a game like that is kind of, it doesn't seem that worth it to me. Compared to if you just spent $5 more, you could get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe plus the DLC that goes with it, which means you get 96 tracks to race on, plus an additional, I think, 6 racers onto a huge roster. Know how insane that is? Now, if this was the kind of content they were releasing with Mario Kart World, I would be like, okay, $80 makes sense because you're essentially releasing a game with a bunch of DLC already attached to it. But it's not that big. And even then, $80 seems a bit of a stretch. I'd probably still charge $70 for it. It's just crazy to me. Like, why is the game $80? And that's not even including the potential prices for expansions. For people who don't know, one of the cool things that they're doing is if you get certain games that came out on the Switch, you can get an expansion for that game if you get it for the Switch too. And if you already have the game for the original Switch, you can get it for... You can get an expansion for your game already if you play it on the Switch. Here's the problem. If you buy the games that you bought on the Switch, they're more expensive. And I can only assume that the expansion that you have to pay for is going to be however much you didn't pay for the original game. So in other words, if you paid, I can only assume it's going to be about $10 to $15 per expansion, which is kind of crazy. Like, it was already bad enough dealing with the fact that games are now $70, but now Nintendo's expecting us to shell out even more money for the games, especially games that we already own. And I get it, you're adding extra stuff, but at the same time, you're already trying to get us to pay $80 for games. And again, if you don't have... Okay, to be fair, I'm looking at this. This is also including Jamboree TV. But no, even the Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition is going to be $80. Wasn't this game $60 on the Switch? Why are we paying an extra $20? It was $70? Okay, but you're still having to pay an extra $10. It just makes me afraid, especially since I know people are going to buy Mario Kart at $80 a pop. What else are this will just incentivize Nintendo more to be like, oh, we're just going to make these games and say that they're expensive and charge people more. And that's what I'm afraid of, is that something like that is going to keep happening. Yeah, Nintendo almost never puts their games on sale. None of their correction. Nintendo never puts their main series games on sale. So like you'll never see like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on sale or any of their major sellers. Those are always going to be their original price forever and always. Except for maybe once in a great blue moon, you'll find them actually knocked down. But it'll only be for like a weekend. And then after that, nope, back to full price. It's look, like I said, the only thing that really scares me, if it wasn't for the fact of the battery life, I'm gonna be real, I'd still probably buy it even with all these negatives. Is that battery life that concerns me? Because again, my Switch, apparently, I got one of the Switches that had the worst battery in it. So mine only lasts 2.5 to 6.5 hours. However, I don't want to buy a Switch and then regret my choice because they're going to be like, oh, guess what? We're releasing a new one that's got a better battery in it. And then feel like, well, great. I guess I'm just stuck with the crappy first edition one now. I'm not buying 2 Switches. My plan is to buy 1 Switch, 2, and then never again. And I don't want Nintendo to release one and then like a year or 2 later release another one that's exactly the same, just a better battery. But unfortunately, seeing as how people will buy multiple Switches, like I said before, sort of like Pokemon cards, Nintendo's not going to do that. They're going to release this as is, and then afterwards, after a while, they'll let it stay around, and then they'll sell more. They'll remake it and make it better. And that really sucks, especially since, look, I can chill out $450 to $500. But I don't want to chill out $900 just to have the same product, just one slightly better. Patience is a weapon. And that's the other thing I want to talk about is who's going to really be buying this. See, some people will be able to be patient, and I understand that. That's awesome for them, and more power to you for being able to wait. Unfortunately, there are some people who really can't have that kind of patience, namely content creators. I like the best example I can give are people who constantly make Nintendo content. Those people essentially will have to buy the Switch. And unfortunately, I'm like right in the middle of that. Not quite just exclusively Nintendo, but also trying to, play some of the newer games and trying to play newer content for people to enjoy. And that's really hard to do if I don't have the console. So it's really, for people like me, it's like definitely one of those pondering things. If you are not a content creator and you don't have to make content, or you're not Nintendo centric or have a lot of Nintendo stuff on your channel, or you're just a casual gamer, I would say 100% just wait. Do not rush into buying one of these. Not at least until, if you really want to buy Nintendo games and you're okay with paying a little bit of extra money, Okay, fine. But I would wait until at least they get the battery right. And hopefully they'll actually listen and lower the price on Mario Kart. Because $80 is extreme. That's a lot of money for a game that probably doesn't have enough content to warrant $80. So again, you're not a content creator? Absolutely. Wait. Just wait. Do not do it. Do not burn 450 US dollars or wherever how much it is in the country you live in. Just be patient. They'll release a new version with a better battery, and then it won't be as much of a problem. Also, pre-order, just to clarify for anyone who decides that they're going to order anyways, apparently due to the new tariffs in America, which we're not going to get political, so don't start spamming political stuff in chat, please, or in the comment section if you're watching this afterwards. Due to the tariffs, the pre-order date has been delayed, but it should still release in North America on June 5th, like it's supposed to. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. So again, if you're really planning on pre-ordering the Switch 2, you won't be able to pre-order it on April 9th like we were supposed to be able to, but you should be able to pre-order at some point, and you'll definitely be able to buy it on the day that is released, because that's still happening. So it's not like, tariffs, it's never coming to the US. It's not a Nissan GTR. Sorry, it's not a Nissan R34. It will be coming to America. Don't worry. We won't have to wait 25 years to get the Switch 2. It's just really unfortunate. I really want to buy it. But at the same time, and the content creator inside me wants to buy it. But at the same time, it's kind of a crap battery life. Long story short, wait. I know I've said this several times, but please, if you're not a Nintendo content creator and you have the patience, please, for love of all that's holy, just wait. Because again, inevitably, Nintendo will release one that's got a better battery and probably a better cooling system than the first Nintendo Switch 2 that's coming out. So if you just wait, you'll get a better version, and then it'll probably be a little closer to being worth that $450. I'm just waiting until they put out a region in my country. The PH website says that they'll release it here on July, September, and they're finally working on getting a region for us. They used to care for families. Now they're no better than Sony. Unfortunately, yeah, Nintendo's starting to go down that road. As you can see by the price gouges, like, holy crap. I'm not buying that. I've written them. Or Microsoft. No, yeah, Nintendo has decided I want to play with the big boys. Time to kill my reputation. If you guys really want to make a difference with Nintendo, I know no one's going to come and watch this, but and no one's going to watch this far, but if you have watched this far, please, for the love of all that's holy, if you want to make a difference, the best difference you can make is to not buy anything until the problem is fixed. Once they realize that they've made oopsie, they will have to and realize that they've lost money. That's when they'll have to make the changes. The problem is no one has the kind of patience. And so even if I give this advice, it's probably falling on deaf ears. Because people are still going to pre-order it. People are still going to buy it in droves. People are going to pay that ridiculous $80 price tag for Mario Kart World. It's going to be ridiculous. And Nintendo will not have learned anything. The best way to make people pay attention to it is to not talk about it. Complain about it and not talk about it. Talk about it in droves, complain about the issues, and don't support by giving them money. Because this is not what Nintendo listens to. This is what Nintendo listens to. And if they don't have this, they're a little more inclined to listen to complaints. It's the Wii U over again. Yeah, no, the Switch 2 is just going to be the Wii U. The problem with all this, though, is the fact that would require everyone to consolidate and to not buy. You have to make a company lose money in order for them to listen to you. Will you folks have the patience? Can I have the patience? That is what we're going to see at the end of the day. Like, I'm sure most people are just going to buy the Switch 2. I guess we'll find out who that's going to be. But if you've got the patience, if you really want to make a difference, just wait. At least wait for the better product to come out. Because you know a better one's going to come down the road in a year or two. They did it with the Switch. They're going to do it with the Switch too. It's going to happen. Just let it happen. And then you'll have a product that'll be worth it. Or at least closer to worth it. That's my 2 cents anyways. I don't have the wallet. Fuck patience. I am broke. I mean, that could also be a problem. All the more reason that, it'll give you a chance to save up money. So if you ever did want to get one, you could. And on top of that, you have multiple reasons not to do it now. Bad product, and you couldn't afford it even if you did have, even if you weren't patient. Are you going to pre-order the Switch 2? Honestly, I have no idea at this point. I have no idea. I want to, but at the same time, I don't. Because I want to make the content. I really do want to make content. And I would love to be able to just play it before anyone else. But at the same time, I know what's going to happen if I do. Is that I'm going to buy it, and then Nintendo will just release another Switch 2. It's the same product, just slightly better. So again, I'm really on the fence. Like, I'm teetering on that edge. Like, I could go this way, but I could go that way. I have no idea. It's definitely something I'm going to have to sleep on for the next, month before I decide. Keep my eyes glued out for more information that comes out. See if anything's changing. See if, I'm really going to really want to. Because at the end of the day, I'm only buying one. So either I'm going to buy this one and then another one will not show up, and in which case it'll be validated, or I'll buy. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. If you're only getting it from Metroid, it's still going to really. Yeah, I know. If you're only getting it from Metroid Prime 4, I just get it on the Switch. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Ooh, that'd be pretty fun. Except for the fact I haven't even finished Yakuza 0 on my own playthrough. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. It's a timed exclusive, so it's better to wait. From Software is making a game for the Switch 2 only by the looks of it. Really? That would be interesting. I think, like I said, I'll definitely have to think about it. If Nintendo does release a revised version, when's it going to release? The real question is, does it really matter at that point? Because people have already shelled out $450 for one. So if they do release another one, that's going to be another $450 that people have to shell out if they really want the newer version. So the only people who really win, no one wins in the situation. Either you buy this older Switch and you have a Switch that's worse than the new one that comes out later on, or you've been deprived of games that people have played to death over the course of like a year or two, maybe even 3 years. It could be a while, but over the course of several years, people have played this game to death just to get the new one. Or you'll have to shell out $900 just to get the current one and the one that comes out later. That's the problem. What's the welcome tour? That I'm not sure about. Hold on a second. I'm calling it Nintendo is going to release the Switch 2 Lite. Honestly, if they just decide to release the Switch 2 Lite, that'd be fine. In which case, it'd validate people who just bought the Switch 2 now. I will be straight. I'm going to pre-order or to not miss out on the first open world Mario Kart ASAP. Plus, I don't mind the battery that much. In all honesty, how long does their battery last? 2 to 6.5. To be fair, if you have, as it turns out, I have one of the first Switches, so mine only lasts 2 to 6 hours. Sorry, 2.5 to 6.5 hours. So it turns out that this complaint that I've been talking about the entire time, it's something I've lived with. Which makes me even more on the fence. I was like, oh, that's dog water. It's like, wait a minute. I do that already anyways. Hold on. Not only that, but I mostly play my Switch in dock mode, so it probably wouldn't matter for me. Siri, it's a boosted performance, and you're only losing the minimum being half an hour, but the maximum still being the same. Like, the more I'm thinking about it, it's just like, and I'm probably going to play mostly it docked anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. Like, the only time I could think that it would be a problem is if I'm going on a long drive or I'm on a plane. I'm probably not going to be on a plane that often. And 99% of the time, if I'm in a car, I'm the one who's driving. So it won't matter at that point. So, at that point, maybe the battery life wouldn't be that much of a problem. But there are the issues of, the games being a bit overpriced. Oh, they have USB charging in seats? Wait a minute. Oh. Oh, I'm way overthinking this then. For me personally, again, if you people aren't desperate to play Nintendo consoles, I'd say, Jace, when was the last time you flew? Correction, have I flown? And the answer is no. I've never been on a plane in my life. Correction, I've never been on a plane that I can recall. Apparently, I've been to Canada at some point, but Canada's driving distance away, so that probably doesn't count. I only got a passport this year. That is true. I mean, being fair, you didn't need a passport to fly anywhere within the country until recently, I think. That might be bullshit, but yeah, exactly. So the more I'm thinking about it, I guess the main issue is just the game prices. And if I was to pre-order it, I'm pre-ordering the whatchamacallit, the bundle version anyways. Again, the better. It's just, I don't know. The more I thought this was a clear-cut thing for me, but now I'm leaning. I was on the fence, but now I'm leaning more towards just get it, just get it, just get it. It's just like, dang it, this is the opposite effect that I wanted. I wanted to convince myself out of it, but now I've convinced myself closer to it. Cold, ain't it? Mr. Chronic Brain be like, wait with me, but I can't. I gotta make the content. The content! I want to experience Forza Kart. Just wait, save your money. Okay. Here's what I'll do. I won't just pre-order outright. Even when the pre-order date comes around, I will still think about it. Really weigh my pros and cons. Really wait to see if anything changes. Because I really do I do want to buy it. But at the same time, I know it's probably going to release another version. If you want the Switch 2, just buy. Oh no, we got Colin and Sean in chat. Colin being the shoulder angel, Sean just being the shoulder devil going, do it, buy it. No, this doesn't help. God, you're just making my life harder. I think the funniest thing about Nintendo costing like $500 is that The Sims 4 and all its DLC costs more. Oh yeah, it's hell of a lot cheaper. It's like $2,000 cheaper than my PC. Technically, it's cheaper than PS5. And I don't even like the PS5, so. God dang it. Hey, Sean, how's it going? This makes life harder. And the Xbox Series X. Oh, yeah, but who really cares about the Xbox Series X? Again, that's another reason why I really want to get. I'm only into Nintendo consoles because most of the games that I want to play that aren't Nintendo, I could just play on my PC. And my PC is better than. No, it is better than any console that is out and will probably be out for the next 5 to 10 years. So it's. I just. It's cheaper than the BBL I got in Seattle. The what? The busty blowjob? That's not a J. That's an L, Seth. You're an idiot. I can't read. John, don't encourage him to buy something. I have 2.0 and waiting makes things better. Come on. Come on. The only person coming on is that person getting the busty blowjob. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the last joke. I'm done. Ah, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it. No, that's the long and short of it is I'm gonna think about it. I will decide in like a month or two. I'm not just gonna pre-order as soon as it's available. And stream now the 2.8. Oh, Switch original, I mean. Ah. I will no. I will think about it. I will think about it. I say everyone should just think about it. How about that? I mean, clearly there's going to be people out there who are going to buy it, but again, I'm thinking about it, and the more I'm thinking about it, I don't think it would be a bother for me to get it. Because again, apparently my Switch has the same battery life essentially as the new Switch 2 that's coming out. So if I could last that long, plus anywhere where it would need to be charged for a long period of time, I'd have easy access to just being able to charge it. It wouldn't really matter to me. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna wait until the PH region is full effect and I can find a way to migrate my US account to it. All right, that's fair. Like I said, I'm still thinking I'm leaning towards actually pre-ordering it. I'm gonna wait, but give it a month or two and ask me, and we'll see if I feel the same. If I still feel the same, I'm gonna definitely wait to see with the next bits of information that come out in the next few weeks, because hopefully we'll find out more. We're working on the Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, and Philippines region. You actually have be able to have your flag. You won't be a spy with an American flag. Reader was supposed to open. It was supposed to be the 9th, not the 4th. At least that's the every single time that I saw it. Can any handle play games in 4K? Can any handle? That is going to be fun. I wish I had a 4K monitor or 4K TV rather. We don't. And it sucks. But yeah, no, it got delayed due to tariffs, so it won't be the 9th, but it should still be able to pre-order at some point. Did you know that it's $100 cheaper in Japan, but the unit is locked to Japanese language? Not me learning how to speak Japanese specifically for the Switch 2. All right. As much fun as it is to just I heard, as much as it's fun just sitting here having an existential crisis trying to figure out whether or not I'm actually going to be doing this or not, I should probably get ready for bed because I got work. Plus, I've got myself all wound up. I will be back tomorrow and we will be doing something fun that's not just me complaining and then also going having an existential crisis again. Don't end play game. No, I can't play game. I got work in the morning. I gotta stay on the 8-hour sleep train. Today's the best I've felt in a long time. It's the first time in a while I got 8 hours of sleep again. I need to focus on that. And what do you mean and? Play game. No, you can't just shout at me to play a game. You know what? Fine. You want to play a game? I'll play a game.
PLS play game.
You guys want a game? Fine. Here's your game. It's gonna be this.
PLS play game.
Let the man go to bed. Well, no. Now you guys have to watch me play solitary. You wanted this. This is what you get. Also, it's been ages since I played solitary, so this will be interesting. I don't have a... Already banned. Nope, wait, nope. Yeah, okay, that works. Are you not entertained? Is this not entertaining to you? Look at that black queen. Not. Don't take that on context. I prefer Spire Solitaire. Spire Solitaire is also pretty fun. Look at that black queen, he says. I mean, it is a queen, and it's a black color. I'm not wrong. Even if it does sound wrong. I am finding, I've been incredibly lucky. This game, what is my beginner's luck? It's been ages since I played solitary. Why is this happening? People are going to be really confused. They pop in going, what? Why? I thought he was talking about the Switch 2. Why is he playing solitary? What is this? Gypped dislike. Come on, give me something. Sure. Ah. Aha! I found it. The elusive. What was that again? I wasn't paying attention. I forgot already. Sakrona, you're easy. I'm an easy what? Hey, Diddles. I think you should go to bed. Does this make Sakrona easy? Does that make Sakrona easy? How am I easy? So wait, where's the 3? Did I pass the 3 at some point? Or have I not just shown up to the 3 yet? There's the 4. There's the 10. It was the very first one. Of course it was. This game's done. Like, it's over. That's not where I wanted that to go, by the way. Where's my 8? There's the 8. Okay, done. Solved. Boom. There you go. You guys got your game. Easy difficulty. Solitaire ASMR. I missed you. Oh, there we go. We did it. Woo! I played my game, and we extended it to almost an hour. You guys happy? Are you guys satisfied? I will be sassy. I will be very sassy. This is supposed to be an easy stream where I just went, I'm not getting the Switch 2. And then people somehow convinced me maybe you should get the Switch because it doesn't seem to be a problem. Also, I don't need to know about whatever that product is. Now play a harder difficulty. Grandmaster. There we go. We'll play Grandmaster. Go to bed, Sakrona. Not yet. We're extending this to an hour. And also, Cat, yeah, absolutely. Show me something at the end of this. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this really sucks. We'll put that there. Okay. 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 Okay, we're schmoving. We're kind of schmoving. We're no longer schmoving. The schmoving has stopped. The schmoving has ceased to exist. It's time to panic. I'm going through way too many cards. Oh, it's another king. How dare. Does that sticker on me is cheap? Yes, I'm cheap. Of course I'm cheap. Why wouldn't I be cheap? It took me years to start paying my thumbnail artist. Why would it make you think I'm not cheap? Do I have a 10 anywhere? I don't have a 10. So what's the point of this? I can just how is this expert mode? It feels like the same game. It's no longer the same game, but it felt like it for a while there. You have a thumbnail artist? How dare? That $5 hits different. The $5. Hey, I need money, man. How else am I going to afford my crippling debt due to the Switch 2? Ah, life sucks. Okay, I just lost a bunch of points. It's fine. Am I just screwed? I think I'm just screwed. Hmm. 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 If it says hint, what is it gonna... What? What hint? What am I missing? What am I missing in here? Is it the 7? Oh, it's gonna be the 8. Oh, I'm stupid. How did I not see that coming? Okay, but now I'm definitely screwed, right? No, wait, 8. Ah. Now I'm screwed. I'm actively invested in this game. This is what happens. Like if I hyper focused on something and then it's like, I can't stop. I can't stop. You guys did this to me. Why have you done this to me? Jay. Cool. Cool. Okay, well, I guess I just lose. You can go to bed. I'm going to bed now. I played the game. I played the game. I not only played the game, I played 2 games for y'all. Happy? All right, tomorrow we'll be playing something that's not solitary. I promise it will not be solitary related. Let's go put you to bed, Grandpa. No, I take him to the bed. No, not the bed, no. All right, I'll be back tomorrow playing something fun. What is that fun thing? I don't know, but it's not going to be solitary and will not be me complaining about the Switch 2 or me contemplating about actually getting the Switch 2. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. You all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all soon. I love all your faces. Stay safe! Stay awesome! And as always, till next time, rock on!